Hi guys, good morning. I hope you're doing fine. My name is Jenny and I'm here to help you avoid the following common mistakes in English. I've noticed that Spanish students keep on repeating some mistakes again and again. So let's revise together and avoid them in the future. We're going to mention present perfect simple and continuous tenses, some word order issues related to the indirect speech, false friends between Spanish and English language, some easily confused words, and then I'm going to propose you some games, some web pages in order to practice, learn, and have fun at the same time. So let's start by saying that the English language is one of the easiest to learn in the world. It's a piece of cake, or as easy as ABC, as we say. But whenever I tell my Spanish students that English is easier than Spanish, they disagree. And they mention the spelling problems they have, the pronunciation, the irregular verbs, which are very difficult to learn, preposition problems, very complex in all languages, gerunds and infinitives, yeah, I know, you're right, that's really complicated, phrasal verbs, idioms, etc., etc., etc. So let's start by having a look at present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. You know the rules, you know how to form these tenses, but you seem to ignore them and avoid them all the time. You know that when you have these expressions in the sentence, you have to use either the present perfect simple or the continuous. So we say in English, how long have you known your best friend? We use how long, we don't say how much time, and here the present perfect. While in Spanish, you would say, ¿desde cuándo conoces? You would use a present tense. How long have you been studying English? Here we're using the continuous tense in order to give more emphasis in the duration of the action. I haven't read any interesting books lately or recently. I have a headache. I've been reading all day since you left, and emphasizing again the duration. I have lived in Spain since 2005. We use since with the year. We can use it with a specific date, for example, and then we use for with a number of years, a number of days, weeks, months, etc. I can also say I have been living in Spain since 2005, or I have been living in Spain for 15 years. It's the same. If I use the past simple, like here, I lived in Greece for 23 years, it means that I don't live there anymore. This action started and finished in the past. So I lived in Greece for 23 years, but I live in Spain now, for example. This morning, I didn't have breakfast this morning because I woke up very late. In Spanish, you would say, no he desayunado esta mañana. But in English, I would use the past simple again. You can say, I haven't had breakfast yet. No he desayunado todavía, because we imagine it's still in the morning. I have been an English teacher for 10 years. Something that started 10 years ago and still goes on. And I'm still an English teacher. And here you have to pay special attention on the article en. Don't forget it. I've been an English teacher. Soy una profesora de inglés. Not I am a teacher for 10 years. Be careful with present tenses. Indirect speech. What's wrong with these verbs, say or tell? Yeah, you keep on confusing them. Let's have a look. I'm tired, she said. She said she was tired. So here, I changes into she, and present simple, I'm tired, becomes past simple, she was tired. She said she was tired, or she said that she was tired. It's late, she said to me. And we don't say she said me, be careful with that. She said to me. She said to me that it was late. I have to go, she told me. She told me that she had to go. Here we don't need preposition to, not she told to me, be careful. So we say she said to me, she told me. Me dijo, o dijo. Word order mainly in imperatives and indirect questions. Again, pay attention. Give me a pen. It's an order. And he asked me to give him a pen. Again, you have to revise the personal pronouns carefully. Don't tell the teacher. It's a negative imperative. He asked me not to tell the teacher. Be careful with this structure. You sometimes say, he asked me to don't tell the teacher. No, he asked me not to tell the teacher. This is a direct question. Are you going to the party next Saturday? She asked me if or whether I was going to the party the next Saturday. Be careful, the is absolutely necessary here. And again, present continuous becomes past continuous. We don't say asked to someone. We don't say called to someone or telephoned to someone. Say asked me, called me, telephoned me. No, don't say that, please. You can't ask again. It's an indirect question. Indirect. I don't know. What do you think about this idea? No, no, no. We say, I don't know what you think about this idea. The same here. I wonder where you are. Subject verb. I'm wondering who is the artist? No. I'm wondering who the artist is. This is one of the most common mistakes. I would like to know if you could listen to me. And listen is one of these verbs that require to. Listen to me. And explained is similar to listen. I explained to my teacher. So we say, listen to someone, explain to someone. False friends. I'm sure you have seen this list many times before. Largo in English is long, while large means big. Carpet is alfombra, while carpeta is folder. You know that, don't you? Library sounds like librería, but it is biblioteca. Librería is bookshop or bookstore. This is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorite mistakes. I think I hear actually every single day used in the wrong way by my students, I'm afraid. Actualmente is nowadays, today, currently, while actually is in fact, en realidad, de hecho. Remover, stir or mix if you're cooking. And remove means quitar. Exit is the opposite of entrance, while éxito is success. Support, apoyar, sostener. While soportar, we say I can't stand, I can't tolerate, I can't put up with this behavior anymore. Sensible is sensitive. Sensible means reasonable. Sensato. Assist means help, while asistir, course, and a meeting is attend, course, attend a meeting. Antes is similar to after, but no, antes is before. After is después. Enfrente is not in front of. Enfrente is opposite in English, and in front of is delante. Scientific is the adjective, not the person. A scientific discovery, scientific experiment. The person is a scientist. Be careful with the pronunciation. Embarrassed means ashamed, shy, awkward, embarazoso o avergonzado, while embarazada is pregnant. And I love this one. Aprobar un examen is pass an exam, while approve is aprobar, but in a different context. Dar el visto bueno. My mom doesn't approve of my friends, for example. Okay, so revise this list. Easily confused words. Prepositions. Prepositions are confusing in all languages. Be careful with the verb arrive. It's either arrive at school, at the airport, at the railway station, or arrive in France, in Paris, with cities, countries, in. It's never arrive to. You can say get to school, get to the airport, get to the railway station, get to France, get to Paris. Okay? And if you say home, you don't need to use any preposition. Arrive home, but we normally say get home. Time, we use preposition at 9:15, at 10 o'clock. Days and dates, on Monday the 15th. With months and with years, we use in June, in 1492. And be careful with this one, we say it depends on, not it depends of. Fun and funny. Fun when you're having a good time, divertido. Funny, it makes you laugh, gracioso. My grandmother is real fun, as she always tells funny stories about her life. English is fun. And then be careful with these combinations. I find history interesting. I'm interested in history. Or your behavior was disappointing, decepcionante. I feel very disappointed. Exciting, excited, etc. Bored, boring. Make and do are really complicated because in Spanish you only have one verb, hacer. But in Spanish you have ser and estar, while in English there is only one verb, to be. So don't complain about make and do. Examples: make the bed, make a cake, make a decision, make dinner, make an effort. And with do, we have do an exam, do homework, do housework, do exercise, do your best, for example. If you want to practice some more, here you have a Quizlet in order to learn and play. Other and another. This is another common mistake. We use other with uncountable nouns in singular or in plural, but be careful. Spanish adjectives can have plural, but in English that's impossible. We don't say others types, we say other types. And when we use another, we need to use the singular. I would like another cup of tea. Uno más, please. These and that are also singular. These and those are plural, so you have to use the verb correctly. Countable and uncountable nouns. People are, children are. These two words are plural. People is the plural of person, and children is the plural of child. Furniture, advice, information, luggage, homework, housework, money, bread, news, on the other hand, are always singular and uncountable. So you don't give someone advices. No, you give them some advice, or you can even say a piece of advice. And then be careful with the word news because it is singular even though it has an S. So we say no news is good news. And the word everyone and everything are also singular. So when you get home, you say, is there anybody home? You have to use the verb in singular. There. Yeah, I know, they sound the same. They're German, their house is in Berlin, they have always lived there. Be careful, especially when you write these expressions, and these ones too. It's and it's. It's getting late, the verb, it is. It's time to have dinner, again, the verb. Give the dog its biscuits. This is the possessive adjective. There and it are also sometimes confused in English. It used to be, there used to be. My house is near the station. It's a small house. There's only one bedroom. There's a gym opposite. There used to be a library where the gym is. It was a large building with thousands of books. And another expression Spanish people like to use in English is yo suelo hacer tal cosa. But in English, we don't say I used to play tennis on Fridays. We say I usually play tennis on Fridays. If you use this expression, you refer to the past and you need the D. I used to play tennis on Fridays, but now I play on Wednesdays. Solía jugar. And then be careful with than and that. They're very similar. We say English is easier than German and not English is more easy than German. Be careful. In Spanish, you say más fácil, más difícil. But in English, if the adjective has got two syllables and the second one ends in Y, you form it like this: easier, uglier, healthier, heavier. Come and go. I had real problems when I first got to Spain with come and go, with bring and take, venir, ir, traer, llevar. And I think I still have problems with that. In English, we say, when there is a knock on the door, I'm coming. But in Spanish, you say, ya voy. I will never understand that, I swear. When I come to your party, I'll bring you some wine. Again, in Spanish, say, cuando vaya. Why? And here in this example, we say, when I go to Shu's party, I'll take her some champagne. And le llevaré. No le traeré, le llevaré. Be careful again with verbs like learn and teach, enseñar, aprender y enseñar, borrow and lend, pedir prestado y prestar. Suggest can also be confusing. Let's go skiing. I suggest going skiing. This is one of the verbs you learn with the gerunds. I suggest going skiing. Or you should go skiing. I suggest that you go skiing. This is the correct structure. And we never say, I suggest you, or I suggest him, I suggest them going skiing. In spite of, 3 words. Despite, 1 word. We played football in spite of the rain, a pesar de la lluvia. We played football despite the rain. Don't add any prepositions here, despite the rain. And these are my favorite ones too, because in Spanish you say, tengo 16 años, tengo hambre, tengo frío, tengo prisa. But this is, I am 16 years old, I am hungry, I am cold, I'm in a hurry. And this one, he nacido. We don't say I have born, we say I was born. Fui nacido. It sounds strange in Spanish. I have is the affirmative form. The negative is either I haven't got or I don't have. We don't say I haven't. You need to add got, for example. The past is I had, and the negative form is I didn't have. We don't say I hadn't. Again, be careful with that. In Spanish, you would say, lo has comido todo. You've eaten all. No, wrong in English. You've eaten all the food, or you've eaten it all. Or the most normal would be to say, you've eaten everything. I've done all the homework, I've done all the housework, I've done everything. Hard and hardly. She wants to pass the exam, so she studies hard. Trabaja, estudia duro, mucho. She hardly studies, so she won't pass the exam. Casi no estudia, no aprobará. Fast is both an adjective and an adverb. He's fast. He's actually the fastest in class. Él es rápido. He runs fast. He can run faster than anyone in our school. Here, it's an adverb. Be careful with modal verbs. Don't say that. I'm begging you. He can play the piano very well. Don't say that. I think the confusion here is because tengo que estudiar. Tengo que estudiar is I must study harder. Or you can even use I have to study harder. No. You should visit this museum. Or you can use this. You ought to visit this museum. Are you agree? Wrong. Do you agree is the correct form? And the answer is I agree. Not I am agree. In Spanish you say estoy de acuerdo. But in English is I agree. A lot versus a lot of. I've heard that too many times lately. I learned a lot about trees during the camp. I also made a lot of friends. However, I missed my family a lot. The mistake you make here is you say, I learned a lot of about trees. I miss my family a lot of. No, you don't need to add of. And less versus fewer. You need to spend less time in front of the computer. You need to spend fewer hours in front of the computer. Have you worked out the rule? Yes, less with uncountable nouns and fewer with countable ones. Excellent. So if you want to practice some more, you can scan the QR code and play these quizzes or click on the image. Here, there's a game about confusing words. You have a Genially game in order to practice prepositions. And this one is a breakout, an escape room where you can revise a bit of everything. Thanks for watching. The most important thing is to watch TV in English with subtitles if you want. This is an excellent way to practice. And remember, people are. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.